welcome back to another episode of Artist Banter, a show where we delve into the vast and unique professional world of artists. Learn about artist stories, their professional careers, and the interesting work that they create. Today, and for future episodes, we're going to try something completely new. We're going to be outside of the studio and actually be in the place where artists create or put their work on display. I'm excited to see where the semester goes, and I'm glad to bring you all along for the ride. Today, I'll be joined by Carly Weis.
Hello.
Can you tell us your major and what exactly do you do for art?
Yeah, so my major is graphic design. So I'm majoring in art and I love all kinds of mediums. I'm just studying graphic design because, it's what I've done like through high school and whatever. Mm-hmm. And so for art, I sew, I make hats, I make fleeces, I make bathing suits, all kinds of stuff. I really try and not limit myself to one medium, try and branch out as much as I can.
I love that. So, a little bit more about Carly, but the reason I brought you on the show today is because you do have your own business where you sell hats.
Yes, I do.
And you are an art student. So it's going to be an interesting perspective to see what school is like and what it is like to own your own business.
Totally.
So we're going to get started and say, what's the name of your business? What do you do?
So my business is Sunshine Threads. As you can see, the lovely Alex is wearing one today. Sunshine Threads, I started it not too long ago, actually. It's a pretty new business. But yeah.
And so you make hats, and what kind of materials do you use? Is it crochet, sewing? What's it like?
I mostly sew the hats. That's pretty much it. I'm actually starting to learn crochet, but I'm not diving into the realm of sewing it just yet.
That's perfect. And so what inspired you to originally start making hats and starting this business, perchance?
So what inspired me to start making hats was that going to the mountain, when we're on the snow team, when we go to the mountain, you see the fleece hats everywhere, and I thought they were super cool, and I just decided to start experimenting with making them and seeing how they fit and what cool designs I could make and how I could make it original, right? And so I just kind of started tweaking around with some supplies and some materials and stuff, and I thought they were super cool.
I think so too, and I noticed that every single one of your designs has a unique pattern or fun colors. Is there some sort of intentionality behind something like that?
Yeah, so I try and make all of my designs for all kinds of audiences. I don't want to limit it to a specific group of people. I try and get everybody in the mix, boys, girls, young people, older people, everyone in the mix, Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so what's the name of your business?
My business is called Sunshine Threads.
And why did you choose that?
I chose Sunshine Threads because the whole goal of my brand business is to be outdoors and be under the sunshine. And so I want it to be fit for all kinds of, locations, activities, everything. Sunshine means in the mountains, like I was saying, and at the beach and in the desert and everywhere that you're outdoors and getting into nature, I want my hats to be good for.
I love that. And I hope that people wear them under the sunshine as well.
Yeah.
So obviously you've mentioned you're a pretty creative person. You're a graphic design student. You make a lot of art just in general. Where do you draw that inspiration for just all your artistic outlets in general?
So I kind of take a lot of inspiration from where I am in the moment. So I'm originally from San Diego, which is very coastal, beachy. And so when I lived there, I grabbed a lot of that inspo from, the culture there. And moving up to LA, it's a total art capital. And, I think there's so much inspiration to grab from kind of wherever you are. And I try and take from what's in front of me, and not gravitate too far away from that. And so, just focusing on what's in the present and seeing what I can do with that.
Oh, I love that. All right, perfect. We got to talk a little bit more about your art. Let's talk more about the business side of things, because that's something that a lot of people, I think, in college don't really get a lot of experience with. What's it like to own one? What's it like to own a business?
So I started my first business when I was in high school. I sold bikinis and board shorts to like people. I was about like 16.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I've been doing it for a long time now, probably like 5 years. I've been some sort of small business owner, and I love it so much. It's great to like have total control over what you do, and you call the shots. If you like something, you do it. If you don't like it, you don't. And I think it's just very creatively freeing.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's fun that you can have sort of a hobby or something that you love doing and, make a little cash on the side.
You monetize it. That is definitely a plus.
I love that. And so are there any aspects of selling like board shorts or hats that people aren't necessarily aware of when they start doing it, or just in general?
Are aware of?
Like aren't aware of. Could it be that like it's hard to advertise yourself, or that there is a way better market than you would think of?
Yeah. So I think one thing that people don't really notice, or I think one thing that people don't really realize, is that it's just me. You know what I mean? Like I am making the designs, I'm buying all of the materials, I'm creating them, I am advertising, I'm doing my social media. It's all just me, and it's, I think, a lot more work than people would realize, but yeah.
So you mentioned like the social media. What exactly do you do for that? Like social media wise, even because it's not your personal account. So what's your thought process behind posting, or even just having one?
Yeah, totally. I think that it's very important to make it very visually pleasing, especially for the audience that I'm going for, making it diverse and unique so that it kind of stands out to like a specific crowd, or not a specific crowd, to anybody. It just is something that people haven't seen before,
You mentioned making a very appealing Instagram, and obviously you kind of have to edit a little bit with that. Are there any skills that you've had to learn since starting your hat business that you didn't know how to do before?
Yeah, definitely. Like marketing a product specifically is something that I didn't have any experience with, and learning what makes something look enticing to customers, like what makes something stand out from, oh, that's cool, to, oh, I want to buy that. Exactly. Why do I like trying to make people, or
like marketing yourself and also your brand to other people is kind of a skill that you didn't know before. And you have to kind of work towards that.
Totally.
That's very interesting, because I always think of when people post on Instagram or have their small business, like, oh, I just have to learn how to do this new like skill, like a hard skill. I feel like this is more kind of like a soft skill where you kind of have to figure out how to talk to people through Instagram. It's pretty interesting, but I love seeing how you incorporate graphic design also into your Instagram. It's a lot of visually fun things to look at.
Totally. Because I love graphic design, and that's what I'm studying right now. And so incorporating that into my business and what I'm learning in school into my personal life, it's a very fun connection.
I love that. And would you say that it's almost like a good experience for any college student to try and open a small business, or like incorporate what they learn in school?
Absolutely. I would recommend it to anybody. I think it is super fun. It's a fun way to get out your creative side, make a little bit of money, like you were saying, meet new people, try new things, learn new things, learn about yourself, learn about other people, learn about how the world works, how like the economy works, like everything. I think it's a very like valuable experience.
Oh, absolutely. Try new things is something that anyone should take into their head.
Totally, yeah.
I love that. And so, moving forward in the business or moving forward in the future, what are your aspirations for your hat company or your art?
Yeah, so for the company, I would just say make, and try and reach new people and get my hats new places and to see new things. I love to see them on people, it's something that makes me so happy is when I see pictures, people send me pictures of my artwork in the real world. It just warms my heart so much.
I love that. And you mentioned that people send you pictures of the hats. Is there like a moment or like a picture that is your favorite or stands out the most to you?
I think whenever people send me pictures and they're in a crazy location or doing something nuts, like a crazy activity, something like that, and there you can tell they're just enjoying themselves and they weren't even thinking about doing it for me. They just love it so much and they love what they're doing, and I think that is something that is my favorite.
Oh, I love that. It's like your hat was there for their special moment, or it helped make their day a little bit better. I love that a lot. I feel like with accessories, it's like it doesn't make the outfit, but it does certainly help the memories and helps the outfit. So I love that a lot.
Totally. And when people send me all of these pictures, there's like the one defining thing that is throughout all of them, and it's like the little logo on the side, and I love just the connection of everybody. I feel like it brings people together.
Oh, I love that a lot. Absolutely. I think that it does bring people together. And we're going to backtrack a little bit. We mentioned a little bit about the business and you being in college. You know, college is a lot. There's extracurriculars, there's homework assignments, there's jobs, there's all these things that go into being in college. Is there difficulty owning a small business while being in college? Like, what are those?
It can be kind of tricky to balance both of them for sure, because sometimes you don't really know what to prioritize.
Right.
Like, of course, school is super important, but you've got 10 orders that you need to ship out this weekend. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so figuring out how to balance your personal business versus your school it definitely takes a learning curve. It was a little easier in high school because high school is a little bit
college matters a little
bit more. Yeah, totally. It's a little more important. But it was definitely a learning curve, and I've got the hang of it, but sometimes it can still get a little tricky.
Absolutely. On the flip side of that, what are the positives or like the advantages of maybe being in college and owning something like this?
Well, you meet a lot of new people in college, right? And so
very true.
Reaching out and getting your product to new people and new faces is really easy because I meet so many people every day in my classes and the extracurriculars. Just on campus, I meet people all the time. And so I feel like advertising and reaching new audiences is easier.
Oh, absolutely. That makes sense. So we've talked about your aspirations about the business, what it means to be a college student and a business owner, a creative student. All these things are really important. But I want to know more about where the magic happens. Where do you make your hats?
So I make them at home, right?
Wow.
I'm in a small college house, sharing with 3 other people, and I fit all of my stuff into a small little corner. It packs away and it comes out, and it's kind of annoying, but I'm in a house full of artists, and I'm very grateful for that. So there's creativity surrounding me everywhere. As you can see, you can't see the whole house, but, there's art and new ideas and support everywhere. And so I think if anywhere to make them, I think this is a really great place.
Oh, I love that a lot. And so how long does it take you when you're sitting down? What are the stretches of time that you spend making the hats? Is it once a week or every single day? What's that like for you?
A couple times a week, for sure. Yeah. I think it kind of depends on the week, how I'm doing with school, how I'm doing with other stuff, how many orders I get, That's the tough part about owning your own business, that it's very variable.
Right.
And so sometimes you'll get so many orders all at once and you're like slammed with them. And then sometimes you don't get any for like a week or 2.
Dang,
and then you're like,
it's weird.
It's really weird, and you don't really know why. Somehow everybody buys everything all at once. Right. It's like they all talk about it behind our backs,
Little gossip. Hey, buy this hat, buy this hat.
Yeah.
And so, where do you take your orders from? Is it like a website? Is it just Instagram, texting? Like, what's that like?
Yeah. So a lot of it is word of mouth right now because I see I give people the beanies and then I see them talking to other people about it, and people like see like, hey, where'd you get that? And so that's something I'm very grateful for, is like people finding them on the street, you know, and like through clubs and through school and stuff. But I mostly sell them through Instagram. Yeah, and I'm working on a website.
Okay, period.
Yeah.
So, you know, Instagram is a very like helpful tool, advertising yourself, getting those orders. Do you find that there's some parts that are tough about Instagram or you have qualms with?
I kind of wish it promoted my page a little bit more.
Right.
You know, it's like kind of hidden unless I tell people about it, you know, and so kind of it just not being super advertised is something that I would say is kind of difficult.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like Instagram is such a tool, but it also can be so difficult to use sometimes. You know, I have one for my journalism page, and I just have to be really consistent, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, it's cool that there is a place for everyone to post, you know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
I love that a lot. So, you know, we've talked a lot about a lot of things today. It was really great getting to talk to you and have that conversation. I love learning about new people on campus and different aspects. As kind of like a final wrap-up question, segue kind of towards the end, do you ever like work with other art students, or do you foresee yourself working with other people in the future, or you know, what's that like?
So I love collaborating with people and bringing ideas together to see what two contrasting brains can make.
Right.
But it's weird, in art school when you're studying it, they don't typically put you with other people.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's pretty much no group projects, which is kind of a bummer. But, you know, like I was talking about my roommates earlier, who are all artists, we always do like collab things, and because we're all doing different mediums and stuff. So teaching each other things, doing like collective projects, all of that is a lot of fun.
I love that. And, you know, most people don't really like collaboration. I hate group projects, you know. So it's really interesting to see that you really enjoy that. So hopefully we'll see some wonderful collabs in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's the final wrap-up question. I know, it's the end of our podcast. You know, is there anybody you want to shout out, or is there something that you want to shout out? You have the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Please.
Actually, one of my roommates also has a business. She crochets. Her business is called Fish Makes. Yeah. Can we get Rachel out here?
Rachel. Ta-da!
Okay. I paint. I crochet.
She also paints.
I sew.
Yes. I love that. Okay, cool. Yay, well. All right, perfect. Is there anybody else that you want to shout out, or anything else like that? Or any words of wisdom for the audience?
Love everybody. Create all the time. Never let anyone tear you down, and be yourself.
Much love. Thank you so much, Carly, for being on the show. This has been our episode of Artist Banter.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun being outside of the studio and getting to see, you know, like...
No, thank you for coming to my
This
house.
is very exciting. So, you know, stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.